Hey y'all, what's up? My name is Ashley. If you are brand new to my channel, welcome. I make videos about like minimalism, like lifestyle videos, simplicity, faith, a little bit of like fashion and like fun stuff in there. So if any of those topics interest you and you think you would like to see more, go ahead and click the subscribe button. So that way whenever you come onto YouTube, you can click subscriptions and you will see my next video. So in today's video, I wanted to share with y'all how simplifying my life and just living a more minimalist lifestyle has strengthened my faith and helped me grow closer to God. Now, I know not everyone that is a minimalist is a Christian. I know people, find minimalism or try to live a more minimal life for different reasons. But for me, it was to help me just eliminate the distractions and focus on what was truly important to me, which number one is my relationship with God. And number two, it's my relationships with my family and friends. So if you are new to the idea of minimalism, and first off, I want to say that I don't know that I necessarily consider myself a minimalist. I know that there are people that are minimalists that would not say I'm a minimalist. And I'm saying minimalist over and over and over, and it's a tongue twister. But over the course of the past 2 years, I have drastically just culled my life in all areas, and I'll talk about that a little more in a minute. But I know that that's not necessarily, like, you might look at my closet or my possessions in general and say, oh, like, she has that certain amount of items, that's not minimalism. And so I don't think I'm an extreme minimalist. I personally think you should do whatever works best for you. If you're familiar with like the YouTube channels Love Meg or All Things by Kang, Patricia Keel, I would say I'm more along those lines of minimalism. I don't count my items. I don't, sleep on a mattress on the floor, which that's totally fine. It's personal preference. But if that's the kind of minimalist channel you're looking for, you won't necessarily find that here. So I just wanted to say that first. Which, by the way, those channels I mentioned I love, and I will link them in the down bar below. So the goal with minimalism, or just living a simple life, is to live by the motto that less is more. We live in a world of cheap abundance. We're able to go to so many stores. We have access in America to so many stores that are filled with clothes and items that were made in sweatshops where people are literally risking their lives every day working in such dangerous conditions that make our items. Here in America, the American dream really isn't as great as people make it out to be. The idea where the whole goal in life is to have the huge house, the awesome expensive car, the latest iPhone and technology, the perfect wardrobe, the designer bags. But what is really the cost for achieving those items? And I'm not even talking about the way that a lot of those items are made. I'm talking about what is the cost in your personal life to achieving those items. Maybe to achieve those items, you have to work an 80-hour work week, and you're super stressed out and you're not able to spend time with your family anymore. So at the end of your life, what do you think was worth it? Spending quality time with your family or having, the dream life, in quotes. So basically my personal story, when I was in college, I worked all through college making money, and I lived at home, and so my paycheck each month, at this time in college, I had a car that was older than the dinosaurs, and so I didn't have, to pay my car payment. I didn't have to pay, my parents actually paid for my insurance in college because since my car was older than the dinosaurs, we didn't have collision insurance on me. Obviously if I wrecked into somebody else's car or I was involved in a wreck, it would pay for their car, wouldn't pay for my car, just because my car was so old. Anyway, I'm going down a rabbit hole here, but I really didn't have many expenses in college. And so all of that money I was making Rather than saving it, rather than, giving a portion to charity, I went on like crazy shopping binges. I was constantly online shopping, scrolling through my favorite stores just about every single day. I would go out to the stores. I even would skip class sometimes just to go shopping. And I was just buying all this stuff, and I honestly, stuff I really didn't even like, really didn't even need, but it had become like an obsession almost. So I was spending all this money and bringing all these things in. My closet was packed. And I was also not, and minimalism is so much more than just possessions. I was filling my time to the max. I worked 2 jobs, and on top of those 2 jobs, I also babysat very frequently. I was involved in like 3 different like church groups, like my own church, my church's college ministry. I worked in the nursery. I worked for another church's nursery, and I went to a campus ministry, and I was also in a sorority, and a lot of other things I cannot even think of right now. I was in an orchestra. I was in everything. And so I literally had no time to breathe. And whenever I did have downtime, I spent pretty much my entire downtime on social media, trying to take like cool Instagram pictures. I was just so worried about keeping up my appearance on social media. And so I was overfilling my life with stuff I didn't need, wasting my time on social media rather than in the Word, and completely suffocating myself in time commitments that really weren't making me happy, and I don't even know why I was doing that. And so if you watched my testimony video, which I'll leave in the down bar below, you will know that around this time, I was depressed, I had anxiety, I had a lot of other things going on, and I literally hit rock bottom. I had medical issues and everything, and I completely hit rock bottom. And you'll have to watch my testimony to get the whole background on that as to why I hit rock bottom. There's just a lot of factors that went into it. But basically, once I realized that I was basically just ruining my life, I had pretty much abandoned church during this time. I didn't really want to have anything to do with it. I hit rock bottom, and I realized I needed to make some changes in my life. And so randomly, I stumbled upon the idea of minimalism one day. I don't remember if it was on YouTube or on a blog. I think it was on a blog, and it was like the 40 hanger closet. And so I got to learn about capsule wardrobe, and I was getting more and more interested in that, and stumbled upon, I think it was either Samantha Lindsay's channel, who's become one of my favorite YouTubers, one of my close YouTube friends, or Melissa Alexandria. I cannot remember, but I stumbled upon one of them, and I was just so intrigued by this idea. And so after, hitting rock bottom, I quit absolutely every single thing I was involved in. I quit both my jobs, my babysitting commitment. I quit literally everything I was involved in, sorority, church commitments, everything. And I just took time to just process the fact that why was I doing this to myself? And so during this time, I was just researching a lot about just simplifying my life, and it has made such a profound impact, because once I started decluttering my possessions, I was becoming more generous. When I culled through my time commitments and learned to say no, I was able to use that time on what was truly important to me, my relationship with Jesus and my relationship with my family. In the Bible, Jesus says, come, follow me, sell your possessions and give to the poor, and you will have treasure in heaven. Don't store up your treasures on earth. I know a lot of people that are minimalists are not Christians. I know a lot maybe they're atheist, or maybe I don't know what they believe necessarily, but I also know some minimalists that are Christians as well. And honestly, I don't understand why Christians aren't at the forefront of this movement. And it's not like, I'm not saying it's bad to want the latest iPhone. I'm pretty sure I have the latest iPhone. I didn't purposely go buy it. It's just so happens I had an upgrade. It was free. I got it. But I'm not saying it's bad to want these things. I'm just saying when it becomes the focus of your life, you really might want to reevaluate your priorities. And for me, this kind of stuff was becoming the focus of my life. And so just simplifying and paring down has just taught me so many lessons. And honestly, when you think about it, Jesus was kind of a minimalist. I mean, he didn't really have any possessions other than the clothes on his back. And he traveled, spreading his message and spreading the good news and helping people. And, if we want to be more Christ-like, he was kind of a minimalist when you think about it. So, and I have written down 4 things that minimalism has taught me over these past 2-ish years. So the first thing, obviously, is contentment. And, when we stop striving after the American dream and we learn to be thankful for what we have, because when you think about it, if you're living in America, you're probably richer than 98% of the world. If you have a roof over your head, if you have clothes on your back and food to eat, we are so lucky and so blessed. And so just realizing that it's not all about me, and just being thankful and grateful for what I have, rather than constantly thinking about, what's the next thing I want to buy, just really has taught me contentment. The second thing is just how to live with less. And, especially with my closet, I used to have just an overpacked closet, and I would say I've gotten rid of at least 3/4 of my closet over the past 2 years. I have a capsule wardrobe, and honestly, my closet, I feel like, has never been better. How many of you, whenever you open up your closet in the morning, just stand there thinking, oh, like, I have nothing to wear, what am I going to wear, I hate everything. But when you are weeding out all the things that you don't really like and you're left with your absolute favorites, it makes it 1,000 times easier to get ready in the morning, because you have a small closet, but everything that you like, or everything you have in it, you absolutely love. And so that has been, it actually really surprised me at first how much I would love having a small closet. And that can be applied to all areas, home decor, just only putting out your favorite pieces and just seeing how much happier it makes your space, just seeing a few things, but they're all things you absolutely love. The third thing that minimalism has taught me is generosity. And when you get the focus off you and you're not constantly thinking about what can I buy myself, what's the next thing that I want, you find different ways to use your money. So maybe when you clean out your closet, you are donating to, the less fortunate. Or something that I've started doing is I sponsor a child with World Vision now. And just, of course, if you go to church, tithing is so important. Giving first back to Jesus just is so important. And so just generosity is something that I've learned as well. And then the last thing, of course, is just gratitude. I'm so thankful that I'm able to live in a world where, I'm just so thankful that I'm able to go to a job that I love every single day, that I had the opportunity to go to college and get an education, that I don't really have to worry about where my next meal is going to come from, or, if I need a new pair of jeans because, I don't know, so they get ruined for some reason, I can go out and buy them. And just really being thankful for what I have and the blessings that I have received in my life. So basically, throughout this whole journey, just really eliminating all the junk in my life, all the excess, unfollowing, unfriending people who, don't bring joy to my life, and just unfollowing all the negativity and just paring down and eliminating some time commitments and just filling your life and cultivating a life filled with the things and the commitments that you absolutely love is time changing. And so I've been able to literally take all of my time commitments and things and everything and it's really just allowed me to focus on Jesus. So the reason I even began, minimizing and simplifying was to grow my relationship with God, with Jesus, because like I said, I went through a time where I didn't want to be a part of it anymore, and I was miserable. And so just simplifying my life and focusing on what is important has just tremendously impacted my relationship with God. Instead of filling my time commitments with mindless social media, binges and time commitments that don't really matter, I've been able to spend more time in the Word and in prayer, and just focusing on God and strengthening my relationship with my family as well. And so it's had such a huge impact on my life. And so I just wanted to share that with y'all today. So if you have any questions at all about just simplicity, minimalism, or questions about, what I believe, how to become a Christian, things like that, just more of how it's impacted my life, feel free to send me a message or an email. I love getting emails from y'all. I've loved responding to them. So thank you so much for watching. Like I said, if you have not subscribed and you would like to, you can click the subscribe button down below. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!